Welcome back. The United States will, from tomorrow, January the 24th, no longer issue temporary visas known as B1, B2 to those seeking to give birth in the United States. This was made known in a statement posted on the White House website, which says the rule change is necessary to enhance public safety, national security, and the integrity of the U.S. immigration system. Meanwhile, the number of lockdown measures in Chinese cities is increasing as part of efforts to contain the spread of the strain of coronavirus. Here's Simon Pusey with more in Around the World in 5.
Good evening from the Channel's newsroom here in London. A second Chinese city will go into lockdown in an effort to control the speed of a new virus that has left at least 17 people dead in the country, with nearby Huanggang, a city of more than 7 million, taking similar measures.
As you guys can see, the streets are a bit empty.
This person filming in Wuhan said the atmosphere felt like the end of the world as people stayed in their houses. Authorities have suspended planes and trains in and out of Wuhan, a city of 11 million people, as well as all public transport within the city. There are more than 500 confirmed cases of the virus, which has spread abroad, including Vietnam, the USA, Singapore and South Korea. While some have criticised the time it took to put Wuhan into lockdown, others say the move is unprecedented.
The lockdown is in excess of the current guidance that WHO is providing, and therefore the lockdown of 11 million people is unprecedented in public health history.
The International Court of Justice has ordered measures to prevent the genocide of Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar. The decision comes despite de facto leader Aung San Suu Kyi defending her country against the accusations in person last month. Thousands of Rohingya died and more than 700,000 fled to Bangladesh during an army crackdown in 2017. UN investigators have warned that genocidal actions could recur. The ICJ case, lodged by the African Muslim majority nation of the Gambia, called for emergency measures to be taken against the Myanmar military until a fuller investigation could be launched.
It is concluded on reasonable grounds that the Rohingya people remain at serious risk of genocide.
A Canadian-owned C-130 Hercules air tanker has crashed while fighting bushfires in Australia's Alpine region, killing all 3 of its crew. All 3 victims were American residents, that's according to Australian authorities, adding that they did not immediately know why the plane crashed, as it was carrying a load of fire retardant. New South Wales Rural Fire Service Shane Fitzsimmons said the plane had been leased by Canadian aerial firefighting company Coulson Aviation, which had a second C-130 Hercules working in the Australian bushfires operation. Angola's fraud investigation took a shocking turn on Thursday after authorities said they could issue an international arrest warrant for Africa's richest woman, the billionaire Isabel dos Santos. And in Lisbon, a suspect in the probe was found dead in what a police source said appears to be suicide. David Doyle reports.
Angola could issue an international arrest warrant for billionaire former First Daughter Isabel dos Santos, the country's chief prosecutor was quoted as saying on Thursday, if she does not cooperate with a fraud investigation in which she has been named as suspect. That's over alleged mismanagement and misappropriation of funds while she was chairwoman of state oil firm Sonangol. On Wednesday, just after media reports that she'd been named as a suspect, Portuguese bank Eurobic said she was selling her 42.5% stake in the company. Another suspect in the probe was Nuno Ribeiro de Cunha, director of private banking at the small lender and the manager of Sonangol's account. On Thursday, he was found dead at his home in Lisbon. A police source said, quote, everything points to suicide. Dos Santos, who led Sonangol in 2016 and 2017, amassed her fortune during her father José Eduardo dos Santos' decades-long presidency. But at the end of last year, Angolan authorities froze dos Santos' assets following allegations by prosecutors that she and her husband had steered payments of more than $1 billion from state companies to firms in which they held stakes.
Well, the allegations are false.
Dos Santos could not immediately be reached for comment, but she has previously denied any wrongdoing, saying Angolan authorities are trying to weaken her father's influence and distract from economic failures.
Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez visited the areas affected by Storm Gloria, as at least 8 people have been killed after the storm has rampaged across eastern Spain. Gloria destroyed rice paddies in the Ebro River Delta and triggered weather alerts for 36 provinces. Sanchez toured in a helicopter over the Catalan province of Tarragona. The storm unleashed winds of up to 144 kilometres an hour and waves of up to 44 feet high. And finally, a group of young Afghans took to the streets of Kabul on Thursday to challenge stereotypes and encourage local youth to express themselves through modelling. The group of 16, including 12 men and women, donned traditional Afghan outfits as they turned a central Kabul street into a catwalk. The event was one of a kind in the country where fashion shows are rare, and many women in the deeply conservative nation still wear all-enveloping burqas. While several fashion shows have been held in the capital and some Afghan provinces in recent years, Thursday's show was the first to be held in the open air and in a city street. And that's your international news around the world in 5.
Thanks a lot, Simon. Let's take a look at some sports news now. Here's Olumide Macaulay.
Thank you, Ijoma. Hello and welcome to Sports News. The 3rd edition of Edo State Sports Festival will kick off on Monday, February the 10th to Sunday, February the 16th. According to the organizers, 39 sports will be competed for across the 18 local government areas in the state. The organizers also confirmed that games are meant to pick a strong contingent for Team Edo in readiness for the National Sports Festival, tagged Edo 2020, holding March 22nd to April 1st. Movement of the Games torch started last week and has covered 6 local government areas in Edo North Senatorial Zone. The torch moves to Edo South Senatorial Zone on Monday, January 29th to end in Oredo local government. Inter Milan have confirmed the signing of Nigeria international Victor Moses from Chelsea after his loan spell with Turkish club Fenerbahce ended. The 29-year-old becomes the 4th player Antonio Conte has brought in from the English Premier League since his appointment in the summer of 2019, following the likes of Romelu Lukaku, Alexis Sanchez and Ashley Young. Moses' move to Inter Milan is on loan initially, with the Serie A title hopefuls hoping to have the option to make the deal permanent. Moses played under Conte during the Inter Milan head coach's spell in charge of Chelsea, making 78 appearances in total over the 2 seasons that the Italian presided over the West London club. He becomes the 8th Nigerian player to play for the 2010 Champions League winners. Liverpool have defeated Wolverhampton Wanderers 2-1 as the Reds increased their lead at the top of the log to 16 points. Jordan Henderson headed Liverpool in front from Alexander-Arnold's corner. Raul Jimenez equalized with a header, first league goal Liverpool have conceded in more than 12 hours. But Roberto Firmino restored Liverpool's lead with a powerful late finish. That's it on Sports News. Ijoma, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Olumide. And the main news again. The governors of the southwest states today reached an agreement with the federal government on the modalities for implementing the Regional Security Initiative Operation Amotekun. The chairman of the group and governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, gave this indication after the governors' meeting with the vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Also today, Transparency International rated Nigeria low in the fight against corruption. The country is ranked 146 out of 180 countries and the 4th most corrupt country in West Africa. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Onyato. Do have a good night.